I will be talking about Agensi Dadah Kebangsaan, or a National Anti-Drug Agency, as well as AADK and AADA. Do you want to know what the Ministry of Home Affairs has to do with AADK? Ministry of Home Affairs is the leading agency for Agensi Dadah Kebangsaan to fight against drug and substance abuse in Malaysia, prevention, education, enforcement, and security, treatment, medicine, rehabilitation, international relations is included in AADK. Furthermore, Agensi Dadah Kebangsaan has a vision and mission which is Malaysian society is free from drugs and major drug enforcement agency. Objective of AADK is treating and rehabilitating drug addicts, combating the supply, distributions, and abuse of drugs, prevent someone from getting involved with drugs, as well as prevent from retrieval drugs. You guys know, on 30 December 2004, AADK Act 2004 has been approved and accepted by the government as well as the establishment of AADK. This action was giving a mandate and a purpose in the motive of prevention, detection, arrest, enforcement, investigation, and the prosecute of offenders involving drugs offenses, as well as the treatment and rehabilitation of drug addicts. If you want to know more about Agensi Dadah Kebangsaan, you guys can continue watching this video.
So, do you guys know that planning is the most important process for management? If you guys don't do planning, how do you guys vision your future? Because by doing it, you can take a look at the future. This is also unfinished process because plans always need to be examined. Other than that, you guys can raise your goals just like pinch your finger if you guys do the planning. Okay, let's proceed to the main point. I want to tell you guys that National Anti-Drugs Agency had made a lot of programs that want to tell us how dangerous drugs are. For example, intelek asuhan rohani, sayangi hidup elok cerita selamanya, and so on. This program make people realize the truth about what happens if they take drugs, and they also can recognize if their family members are drug addiction. Not just that, they can also build the awareness and add more knowledge about the side effect of the drugs. Because if they don't know anything, it can make their life more dangerous. Last but not least, people can build skills how to handle if they involve in substance abuse and can protect themselves from harms. Because drugs can control their mind, so they will do anything to get money or what to sell to buy the drugs, and people who want to communicate with them. So protect yourself from drugs addiction, even though they are your family.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about organizing. Organizing is very important in a person's life as well as in a management. Organizing can be defined as the way work is arranged and allocated among members of the organization, so that the goals of the organization can be effectively achieved. There are many drug matters in Malaysia nowadays. Drug abuse problem should not be taken lightly by anyone. Effects it can bring to anyone, especially to our youth, very destructive. Many among youth have abused drugs due to several factors. Among them is because of having family problems, mental health problems, also academic difficulties. Those factors have made them have no choice but to take drugs. The National Anti-Drug Agency, or AADK, was officially established on 7 February 1996. Its establishment was approved by the numerous authority bodies such as Kementerian Dalam Negeri Malaysia (KDN). To prevent this issue from recurring, AADK has held various campaigns about the dangers of drug use, and they have provided rehabilitation centers for people who abuse drugs. AADK has held Kita Demi Negara program, which was held on 27 to 28 October 2022 at Dataran Sireh, Kota Baru, Kelantan. They also held a campaign at Sekolah Kebangsaan Dato' Abu Bakar, Kuala Lumpur on 27 July 2022. All the activities are to spread awareness about the dangers of drugs in Malaysia.
I'm Rosaina Nafisah binti Muhammad Azwan, and today I will explain to you the decision making based on our study case. The concept of decision making. Decision making is defined as a process of identifying and selecting a course of action or alternative to solve a specific problem. The Ministry of Home Affairs of Malaysia, MOHA, is responsible for making decisions to handle drug cases in Malaysia. The MOHA decided to establish National Anti-Drug Agency, Dadah, to prevent drug activities. These are the importances of decision-making. First, to create a safe environment for Malaysians. Second, to maintain the optimum state of people's health. The decision-making strategy done by the Ministry. The Minister of Home Affairs of Malaysia, Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin, planned a strategy based on two aspects. The first aspect is government laws. He stated if a civil servant is caught red-handed taking drugs, the servant will be subject to legal action under the Dangerous Drug Act 1952, Amendment 2002, Act 1167. The second aspect is drug addicts' welfare. Dadah is willing to help drug addicts to stop taking drugs and provide them with treatments and rehabilitation. The decision-making strategy done by the MOHA is based on the concept of decision-making. There are two types of decision-making. Program decisions are the decision made on a problem can be reapplied on other problems. Meanwhile, non-program decisions are the decision made on a problem cannot be reapplied on other problems. The decision-making strategy has a principle which is to prioritize drug awareness among younger generations. Last but not least, the decision-making strategy done by the MOHA has three conditions. The first condition is certainty. Certainty means the MOHA knows the result of Dadah's actions. The second condition is risk. Risk means the MOHA does not really know the results of Dadah's actions. And the third condition is uncertainty. Uncertainty means the MOHA do not know the result of Dadah's actions.
Did you know the definition of controlling? Controlling is the process of monitoring, comparing and correcting work performance and to ensure that actual activities conform to planned activities. Not only that, it is also a process of monitoring performance and taking action to ensure desired results through appropriate control that can help managers look for specific performance gaps and areas for improvement. Next, did you want to know what the importance of controlling? In these cases, to detect opportunities to prevent drug problem in society, the ministry should do something such as a campaign for the student and society to give them knowledge about drugs. Other than that, it is important to adapt to change and uncertainty. It can determine the difference between their thinking and real implementation via controlling. Better decisions are made as a result, and the organism performs better overall. So, what I want to highlight here is what our controlling strategies had been done by the ministry to manage a drug-free nation. Here I tell you, it is financial and budget control because the financial resources used to cite the campaign were allocated as planned. For example, they would need to book a hall and venue to make the program and events suitable for the number of people. Next, human resources. Control to run a program involving drugs. More people from various fields are required, such as an accountant to manage expenses, an event manager to manage the flow of the event, and many more people from various fields. To let the event flow smoothly and be successful, the people who are assigned to their job are qualified and based on the field of act. For instance, if the lecture was about drugs, then a member of the medical community such as a doctor or specialist would be the ideal choice to be recruited to give the lecture.
As you guys see, Agensi Anti-Dadah Kebangsaan is known for their commitment in delivering service to prevent drug addiction, which is becoming more prevalent in Malaysia. In this era of globalization, drug addicts are increasing, causing the country to be affected by this attitude. Despite this fact, Agensi Anti-Dadah Kebangsaan has demonstrated their efficacy in dealing with excess drug use. For example, an accomplishment that Agensi Anti-Dadah Kebangsaan has achieved is working with Mercy Malaysia to run 10 mobile clinics for the federal authority in 2007 and has served at least 40 customers in every session. Also, moreover, not only the government needs to take action, but the public need to help them to prevent the increase of drug addicts so that the country become more peaceful and calm. In the end, you can see why we need to avoid overuse drugs and substances for ourselves as well as